Okay, so I've established my floor-to-floor height by drawing in those two floors, and now already I can set out my stairs just with those two measurements, and the wall's done, of course, as well. So the measurement, I mean, is from the top of this floor to the top of the floor above. We know that's 3 metres. Okay, so to set out my risers, I'm going to draw an extra line. So you can see there, I've just gone back to layer 0, so it's clear to everyone that I'm drawing a construction line. This is a line that I'm not going to keep. So with the line tool, maybe I'll just keep it simple and draw from the midpoint of this floor to the midpoint of the floor above. So that's like a measuring rod that I'm using to measure the height between those two floors. And then comes the excellent command in AutoCAD you have for dividing things, called divide. So I'm just trying to see where the button is. I use the shortcut most of the time. So it's not under modify, it's under draw, isn't it? Yeah. So there it is. So you can click on the panel where it says draw, and then you'll see there's an icon with a line with an N. That's the divide tool. And you've all used it when you did the geometry exercise. So here, clicking divide, I'm going to select the line, and then we have, now let me just think, we've got 18 lines, we've got 17 segments. So just think about that. Yeah, 17 segments, so I'm just a bit rusty. Just with Revit normally. So 17 would give me the right measurements, but just let me double check that. We can't see the points. So I'll go to the, what's it called? So the utilities panel, and then point style, and then click on the cross there, click OK, and now I can see the points. So then using the measure tool, I need to make sure I can snap to the points. So if you're not snapping, if it's not bringing up the node symbol, you need to check your object snap settings and make sure that node is selected. So I'm going to measure, and actually that's right, sorry. So what I said before about 18 risers, so I was counting the top and the bottom. So it's 17 is right. So make sure when you're using the divide tool that you type in 17 for your number of risers. And so then again, measuring from the top of that, or from that point down to the floor, you can see I've got a riser height of 176. The points? Utilities. Yeah, under utilities, you've got point style. Over on the right. Up here. So you've got utilities, and then point style. That's right, yeah. Yeah, I did too many before. Is it not snapping to it? Yeah, okay, so you need to check your object snap settings. So down here, you've got object snap, and then node needs to be on. Yeah. So, yeah, 17, that's right. Okay, so is your floor-to-floor height 3 metres? Looks a bit high. You might have offset up from there instead of down. Yeah. So that gives me my measuring rod for the stairs. And then I'm going to go back to the stair layer now and draw a line from just the first step, and then take it up to the section. I'm not really worried about where it finishes, as long as it finishes between the two floors. And then I'll draw another line coming across from the node perpendicular to that line. first step. And then the second line comes from the node. So that gives us the riser height. And then I'll draw one more line, now from the second step, up to that line that I've just drawn. So now I know the size of the step. So we know this is the riser height, that's the tread depth. Then I'm going to use fillet and join the two lines there to make the front of the step. And then I'm going to use trim and use maybe, oops, sorry, I just pressed enter there, I shouldn't have pressed enter. So I'll use trim, sorry, to choose the floor. And, well, I'll just do this step first, so I'll just trim those two lines back. And then trim again with this line now on the left, and I'll trim this line back. So I've basically made the size of one step. We don't even need this line at the back anymore, so I'll delete that. So really what I'm after is an L shape. So there I've got the height of the riser and the depth of the tread. And again, this is where the magic happens. I can select these two lines now and choose copy. Pick it up at the bottom. And I might turn ortho off just so you can see it more clearly. And I'll then just click onto the end of each step as I create it, because I know the measurements are right. I can just keep repeating that. You can see it lines up with the measuring rod. Alright, so just keep going along like that. Snap into each endpoint, really good practice with the copy tool. There we are. And it should line up exactly with the floor when I get there. So? Oh, you better check your objects there. Down the bottom right. Click on there, next to the rectangle with the asterisk in the corner. Okay, so I might finish it there, but if you do want to put in your stringers, you could draw a line actually from the first to the last, and then offset. I'm not worried about the exact size of your stringer, so let's say 50 mil above, and then you come back and go down, let's say 200, or let's make it 250. From the top of that stringer back down to the bottom. Even that's not enough, so I'll do that again. So I'll make it 300. That'll do. And then delete the original. So you can start to set out your stringer that way.
How do you know it's not snapping on? How do you know it's not snapping on correctly? What should be on it?
Oh, node needs to be on there. Yeah. So yeah. So you make sure you're checking your object snap settings. Oh, okay. I'll have to. Yeah. So, but that's it. As long as you've got that that sort of set out, then you should be able to work out any stair in that way. Spiral stairs as well. Yep, sure.